do we welcome Mr. Darren Jameson?
Go this way. Thank you.
The floor is yours.
Thank you. Well, Simon gave me loads of notice about doing this talk today. He asked me yesterday, can you do the talk for the seminar? And I said, yeah, why not? But I've got nothing to talk about. So I had to think long and hard about what I'm going to talk to you about. Now, I could talk about lots of tips about digital marketing, but quite frankly, that is really boring. Nobody wants to hear that because it's just going to put you all to sleep. So I've been thinking a lot over the last few years about why I do what I do. Because you're meant to have a why in your business. You're meant to know what drives you, why you do it, and I've never really known. But I'm 48 now. Shut up. I'm 48 now, and I have finally worked out why I do what I do. And what I hadn't realized is I've been doing that all along, it's just not really been aware of it. And the reason I do what I do is because I hate to see people getting ripped off. I hate to see people getting victimized, people getting bullied, people getting persecuted, people getting taken advantage of because they don't know any different and somebody is basically doing the dirty. And I'll give you a for instance. Back in about 2004, 2005, I got into a bit of an online war. I know it's impossible to imagine. I got into a bit of an online war because there was a student who I was going out with at the time, living in Leeds, and she told me a story about a student property company. We've got some property people in the room right now. A student property company that was ripping off students. And it was well known within Leeds University that this student property company were ripping off the students. Now what happened was, the students would pay their deposits, they would then move into the student accommodation, then after 12 months when they came to move out and get the deposits back, the student property company would say, you didn't pay your deposits to us, you paid it to this separate company which has nothing to do with us, therefore we can't give you your deposits back. Very, very naughty, very, very illegal. Now, I investigated this myself because these two companies appeared to be separate. And because I'm pretty good with the whole digital side and digital investigation, I uncovered proof that these two websites, these two separate websites, were actually related, and they were even sharing internal resources such as images and files from each other. It was the same company owned by the same people. And I reported this on my website at the time. I then got a call from a company you've probably heard of called BBC Watchdog. BBC Watchdog were running a story on this company because they'd been ripping off students. And Nikki Campbell did not one, but two televised investigations on BBC Watchdog for this company. And I provided the digital evidence to show that these two businesses that claimed they were separate were linked. I then got a phone call from the owner of this company, a guy named Tarek. I won't give his full name because I don't want to identify too much. A guy named Tarek. I recorded the call, obviously, because that's what I do. Having a right go at me about why was I trying to destroy his company, why was I trying to put this stuff out there, when it was quite frankly nothing to do with me. And he was right, it was nothing to do with me. I don't know why I was doing it. I just felt students were being ripped off and it bothered me. It really bothered me. So I did it more. I put that phone call online and I continued the harassment of this company to make sure more people knew about it. I mean, hell, I'd been on Watchdog twice. I then got a call from a solicitor while I was in work, and it was the same solicitor, you'll probably remember this story, it was the same solicitor that represented Leeds United when they got their points deduction back in 2002, 2003, and were relegated from the Premier League. He lost that case, and he lost the battle with me as well. He was arguing with him on the phone, saying, why are you publishing this content about this company? It's nothing to do with you. Why are you taking this risk? Because if we sue you, as in me, I don't have any liability insurance. I'm just me. I worked for a company at the time. If we sue you and you lose, it's going to cost you tens of thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands of pounds. And I thought to myself, why am I doing this? Because it's wrong. Because you're ripping people off. You bastards. So I'm going to continue doing it, and he lost. There's nothing he could do about it because everything I was putting online was true. And I could prove it. And I didn't realize that that is what actually drives me. And I've continued to do that, and we're losing light. Have I been talking that long that it's suddenly getting dark? Is there anybody there? I have continued to do that over the years again and again with companies that have been ripping people off. Who's heard of Carphone Warehouse? Yeah? Carphone Warehouse ran a big promotion many years ago, back in 2004, I think it was. 16-day money-back guarantee. Trying to take a phone back to Carphone Warehouse within that time period. That money-back guarantee doesn't apply to phones. What the hell does it apply to then? Your Carphone Warehouse. And they tried to rip people off. That turned into a series of blog posts online, which got Carphone Warehouse employees masquerading as customers, posting fake reviews about Carphone Warehouse, but using their Carphone Warehouse email address when they logged in, which I could see because it was my website. I then put that back online, exposing the fact that they are posing as customers, leaving false reviews. I don't know why I did it. Because they were ripping people off, I wanted to expose it. And some of you have been asking me this evening, about my latest battle that I've been having with a company called DFS. Sofa company. Now, I ordered a sofa. I've just renovated a house. It's got a parquet wood floor that I'd paid over £1,300 to have fully restored because it hadn't been touched since the house was built in the 1950s. DFS came in, massive scratch across the floor. About that big, and pretty deep as well. Guy took a photo of it, 2 photos of the scratch, said I'll put that on the portal, somebody from DFS will be in touch within 24 to 48 hours and we'll get that sorted, no problem. And they left. And I thought, I don't believe you. I think you're telling porcupines. So I contacted them publicly via social media, got involved in a bit of a back and forth with them before they said, no, they've not reported it. And they've not reported it, and because they didn't report it while they were there, there's nothing we can do about it. It's your word against theirs. And then I discovered on social media there's a lot of other people having this same incident. Damage is caused in a home, it's unavoidable. Delivery companies come in, they're going to cause damage, of course they are, it's going to happen. It's how you deal with the problem.
It's a lot of money as well.
It's a lot of money. It's how you deal with the problem, Denise, isn't it? It's how you deal with it. They have a policy, it seems, of the drivers take the pictures, say they'll report it, they leave, that's the end of it. And it's up to the customer then to try and kick up as much stink as physically possible to get them to fix it. Luckily, for me, I'm me. And I did that quite a lot. There's a podcast going live next week about it. Actually, I think, no, it's Friday, actually. It's this Friday, I think it's going live about it. DFS doesn't know that yet. But it's okay because they've already relented to all of the social media activity I've created about them and they're paying for the repair. They're coming on Tuesday, after the podcast goes live, unfortunately, but that's unfortunate for them. But I'm going to continue this this campaign, because they're not doing it to other people. They're still ripping other people off and they're not repairing it for them. And that is what drives me. Now, the reason I'm telling you all of this is not to think, my God, this guy's unhinged. If I do something wrong, this guy's going to track me down to the ends of the earth and absolutely destroy me, because I will. No. It's because in my industry, this is rife. My industry is digital marketing, search engine optimization, SEO. And you don't need any qualifications to do this. You don't need any expertise. You don't need any accreditations. You can just set up a website and say, I am an SEO guru. Contact me and I'll be able to do it for you. And you can charge hundreds or thousands of pounds a month, having absolutely no clue what you're doing. And it happens. I see web designers who offer SEO without knowing how to do it. I see IT companies offering to design websites because they technically have the skills to do it, but they don't understand that a website isn't a technical object, it is a marketing activity. And if they don't understand the marketing as to why somebody comes to the website, what makes them inquire, what makes them buy, what makes them become a customer, it's never going to work. And then you get website providers that say, this includes SEO, which makes no sense. It's like saying joining a gym includes all of your exercises. I've joined a gym, therefore I don't need to do any exercises because it's all included. I'm going to get fit automatically. I've done that at David Lloyd. It doesn't work. I was paying 70 quid a month and I didn't go for 2 years. Doesn't work. It doesn't work there. It doesn't work with SEO. It is something that has to be done. So I thought, I've had enough of my industry because it's trash in my industry. People think that it doesn't work. That's because the majority of people offering it don't know how to do it. So which is what I'm offering businesses now. And this is free because it pisses me off that this happens. I'm offering this as a free service. No obligation, no cost. I'm looking for people that are paying for SEO now, that are paying for digital marketing now. Maybe you're paying a couple of £100 a month. Maybe you're paying a couple of £1,000 a month. Maybe you've had a website from somebody who's told you it includes SEO, which is physically impossible, but let's hold that narrative for a moment. Maybe you've had that. And what we want to do is give you a free audit of the SEO. No obligation, no cost. And it'll tell you one of three things. Either what a fantastic job they're doing for you, brilliant, you've got peace of mind that what you're paying is right, you've got the right company, everyone's happy. Or it'll tell you, yeah, it's pretty good, but there's a few things you could do better. Here's a few tweaks you could make that'll get you better returns on your investment. Or, as is probably the case, they're not actually doing anything. They're just taking your money. They're ripping you off. They've told you it includes SEO and it doesn't. They've told you they're doing SEO and they're not actually doing anything for you. And we will talk you through that, exactly what that means, and we will give you a massive report to take away and give to your web designer or your SEO company and say, you know, all that money we're paying you, it looks like you're not actually doing anything. And what you can get, as we've had this happen, if you've been paying money for a period of time for something you've not been getting, and we can prove you've not been getting it, you can demand a refund. And we've had that happen. So I'm looking for businesses that want that, or businesses that you know are paying for SEO and they think, I've not got anything from it, I've not got any returns, and we can book you in for a free audit. Costs you nothing, no obligation, we don't expect anything from you. I'm doing it because I am fed up of people getting ripped off. I'm fed up of people taking advantage of others, so much so that I will have arguments with solicitors that have represented Leeds United and not give a toss if I'm putting myself out there for some kind of comeback on me, because it's wrong. And that's what I'm looking to do. Thank you. I've been Darren from Engage Web. Appreciate it.